and I'm on BET with a couple of movies, and I'm still working. So I can touch that group of folk, but I don't have to stay there because I don't like living in Los Angeles.
I'm not sure anybody really enjoys living there. I guess there are some people, but
I like working there, but I just think it's just too much of too many things.
I would agree. I mean, for what I do, I go for short visits and then I can come home and I'm like, I don't think I could live. Yeah, I'm not sure I could live there personally.
I did for many years, and I was not sad when I left.
Do you have any like, do you watch like TV? Do you do any of like the Netflix binges? Like, do you get into
Yeah.
any of that? What are
Oh,
like some of your guilty pleasures that you've had recently? Or just things you
Gilded
loved?
Age, um, uh, Bridgerton, of course, Queen Sugar. There's
Those are good.
all the Good Wife, and then the subsequent, and Frankie and Johnny, Frankie and
Grace
Grace.
and oh my God.
Love that show.
And I think it's back like now, like in a week or two. I just saw a
I
trailer.
hope
It's
so. I hope. I've been missing it.
in what world do we live that we get Lily Tomlin and Jane Fonda on our quote unquote TVs on Netflix? Like, have what? Like, what? Where this never would be in even.
And they are so refreshingly comfortable with themselves. They're just an image that we should all emulate. Just be comfortable with yourself and move on.
100%. Are you shocked, like when we first started and you said, you weren't even included in the yearbook, you were the first like Black homecoming queen at Northwestern, they just skipped over you. Are you shocked at like, and growing up, you thought you couldn't be an actress, which I didn't know until this conversation. Are you shocked at like where TV is now, like Ryan Murphy and Shonda Rhimes and just like the diversity and like where we are?
I'm not shocked because I spent years, my husband and I, helping to build behind the camera, helping to make sure that people of our culture got noticed, got a job. We've always pushed the equality that was necessary in Hollywood. And we were, in certain circumstances, in a position to hire department heads that had never been hired before and to start them on their careers. It's a joy to watch behind the camera. Working on Bel-Air was flabbergasting to me because young people, all kinds of cultures behind the camera. This never happened back in the 80s and the 70s when I started. It is such a marvelous joy to watch the spectrum of diversity that is now part of creating content. Everybody's got a shot. Do your best.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned your husband, Mr. Tim Reid from WKRP in Cincinnati and Sister Sister and many other things. When you guys you say people come up, they say you sound like Aunt Viv, you say it. When people come up to you, is it normally like, oh my God, Fresh Prince? Or is it like sister? Like when people approach, are you like, they know who you are and not me, or vice versa? Or, like, does your husband get a lot of the fanfare out and about at dinner and all that?
Not at dinner because we've been in this neighborhood a long time, but he gets noticed. If I'm with him, he gets noticed before I get noticed, which is fine with me. And there are some occasions where people come up to me and Aunt Viv me. And it's fun because the way they approach me is with reverence almost. And they want, can I hug you? And I'm going, sure. And it's so warm. I don't ever get oh, you Aunt Viv. I don't get a reaction like that. I get a lot of love, and who doesn't need a lot of love? So
like at least if people are going to come up, you played a beloved character that, you know, is like we said, it was still iconic and like it's the tone Will Smith set. You know, what about like speaking of award shows, like listen, everyone was talking about it. Like, what did you think about this whole like thing with Will Smith and Chris Rock? I mean, you know him. Like, what did you think about all of that?
I think that it's family business and I have no comment.
That is fair enough. Listen, there are things within the family that you discuss that you don't want to get outside the family. So,
Yeah.
would you?
My opinion doesn't matter. Not on that subject.
I just figured I would ask since you were here, and the world, I think the world has moved on and we're talking about other
I think
things
so
now,
too.
you know?
And Chris Rock made a funny with when Chappelle got attacked this past week.
Oh, really?
And he came up and got the microphone and said, "Was that Will Smith?" That's a funny.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, it's very funny.
What about, would you ever, you know, like you and your husband, like I said, are both actors. Like, would you, you know, if something came along now, would you guys want to like star in like something together, like a guest appearance together?
We've worked together. For years, we worked together on Frank's Place, Snoop's,
Yeah.
Simon and Simon, Lynx, a whole bunch of things. And he directed me in The Business of Christmas 2, which we just shot last year. And he's going to direct me again, I think, in The Business of Christmas 3. We work together, but he is building a streaming network. So he is very involved with that, and I'm not. And I'm building my little company here with my photography and my fashion and things like that, and still acting. He's still acting. We go, "Oh, you're gone for a week? Okay, where you going? Oh yeah, have a good time." We're always doing that. That is like normal for us. We built a studio together here in Virginia. We had that for about 18 years, got enough of that and said, "Okay, sell the studio. You go there, do that, and I'll go here and do that, and we'll meet at dinner."
I'm
That's,
all for that.
oh yeah.
You are both so busy. You're both these entrepreneurs. Like, do you ever see a time when you just won't work? I
No,
mean,
absolutely not. Because that's the beginning of death. No. People say, "Well, aren't you going to retire?" I say, and do what? Sit and wait to die? No, not gonna happen.
I agree 100%. I think it's so final. Like when, like, you know how it is, like when you're in that work mode, and I think when you're out of it, it's kind of hard to get back in. And I think for me, I'll always work
I'll
always.
always work
Me too. I
or
totally
create.
understand.
Even if they don't hire me, I'll be creating something. No, I won't stop.
Well, the bags behind you look gorgeous.
Thank
I've been
you.
staring at them ever since you called my attention to them. I love
I
the
gotta show you
doors.
the inside because Louis Vuitton's got his little signature. So I had to put some Daphne in there.
Oh, wow. I love it.
Got